Got fired from Dunkin Donuts for throwing up. Yesterday was my last day at Dunkin Donuts. The corporation must change many things to keep anyone longer than 2 months. So, around 10 a.m. yesterday on a Sunday, I felt incredibly nauseous and went to use the bathroom. In the toilet, I did throw up a little. So I did the usual thing and called my mom to be picked up. Since I do not have a driver's license, I told my manager. He told me that I would only be able to leave if I found a replacement. As it was a Sunday with 3 calls, and no one wanted to come in, I called 5 people, who all said they had various family-related events to attend. Since my mom was there, I did not want to throw up at work, so I decided to clock out and go. I thought that was the end. But I got a text at 1:30 p.m. telling me I had been terminated and to keep in mind that he did not ask for the details of me finding a replacement or anything. I then hung out with my friends and raided their Discord server, telling everyone to find a job that does not treat them like shit. It got so bad that they had to shut down the server. They threatened to call the police and tell me, "Be a man, not a keyboard warrior. Keep in mind that I am female, so I do not care." However, even after I stopped raiding at 2:30, people kept raiding it because I felt like I started a revolution. I hope to see numerous strikes at that shitty coffee shop because, in all essence, it's nothing more than a sugar drink. I now think that I am blacklisted from going to that Dunkin Donuts or working for any of the other Inspire brands, Arby's, Buffalo Wild Wings, etc., which honestly, I could not give less of a shit about because I do not like coffee and the culture around it. Either way, I went out the way I wanted. Please, for the love of God, do not work for these psychotic assholes. They either yelled at me for not knowing things, threatened to fire me for changing my schedule due to family, or at the very least made me more suicidal about the weekend when it should be something to look forward to. If you were sick, you had to go home. You shouldn't be there serving food to the public. I'd talk with both the labor and health department in your state. Your local health department might be interested in a shithead boss trying to make you stay in a food service establishment while you're vomiting. Yeah, you're out, but you could save someone else. It was not your job to find your replacement, that was the manager's job, and barring finding a replacement, then the manager should have replaced you. This manager sucks at his job, although I suspect the corporate culture encourages this kind of fuckery. Raided their Discord server. This might be the most Zoomer thing I've ever heard. Your manager demanding you stay while throwing up is a violation of the health code. Report them. That is when you stand behind the counter and vomit on the floor in front of the customers. Then ask the manager if you can leave. Shit manager wants employees to do his job. You are sick and need to go home. He is managing and needs to find a replacement, not you. They didn't shut down the server, they banned you. Love the part about be a man, lol. Can someone please explain why Dunkin Donuts has a Discord server? Call OSHA on this one. Vomiting is a no-no for working around food. You were fired for acting responsibly towards public safety. Additionally, you didn't work for Dunkin, but rather a franchisee who needs to get his franchise pulled. Health department and OSHA should be informed and called ASAP. This dude is causing a health hazard. You joined a work-specific Discord for the employees of your specific store. Not officially owned by anyone from Dunkin Donuts. Just some manager probably set it up. You didn't need to get fired for leaving after getting sick. But the rating of the employee group chat is just mad cringe, dog. It didn't look good on you and no one was on your side. LMAO. Next time you stay and make sure you puke all over the counter. After puking, just leave. Don't help clean. That's the only way to deal with those managers. You took this to a whole new level of immaturity. If a manager tells you to find a replacement for yourself, GTFO ASAP. Those are managers but not managers. Call the health department, or wherever you got your food handler's permit. Tell them what happened and say you want to file a report. You won't get the job back, but you will get revenge and possibly prevent someone else from getting sick from their poor health practices. I need an explanation on the Discord server thing. I have no idea what any of that means. Should have vomited on the donuts. See how he reacted to that. Anyway, you learned a good lesson about capitalism and these bullshit corporations. Sometimes $dollar holes need to be dealt with on their own terms. Of course, sick workers need to go home. Finding a replacement is a management duty, not a sick worker duty. If tasked to find a replacement worker while on the job and sick, next time throw up in front of customers and force the close of the establishment. You should have puked on his shoes, then said okay, back to work. Always nice to see someone standing up to bullies. Your only mistake was not throwing up on the donuts. Fuck them. If you've got text messages, file unemployment. Then call the Department of Labor and Department of Health. They'd love to find out that an employee was sick on the job and the manager tried to force them to stay. Especially if you're a minor, I'm assuming, because your mom picked you up. If I'm wrong, sorry op. Y'all, is the idea of a food service union truly unworkable? NGL, it seems really important. This reads so cringe. Just walking out and not saying anything would be for abandonment. Not throwing up. Op got home and played with friends. So clearly wasn't that sick. Downvote away, but I am female so I don't care was some weirdo statement. Fuck managers that work this way. It is 100% their job to find replacements for workers that are absent or have to leave early. Failing that, it is their job to do the work. What the fuck is raiding a Discord server? First of all, you can't work around food if you're sick. Especially if you're throwing up. You could get employees and guests sick as well. Second, I'm saying this as a shift supervisor. It's management's job to find someone to cover. They just didn't want to do their job. You sound more psychotic than they do and really need to grow up. I find it odd you were too sick to work but then hung out with friends. It's not right to stay at work sick and pass it to customers. But I wouldn't want my friends getting sick if I had been throwing up. You just sound like an angsty 17-year-old. But go on, queen. If you were barfing, they probably assumed you were eating their donuts. Eck. I mean, I don't want someone sick touching my food and coffee. Your manager needs to grow up and realize that this is the reality of fast food retail. Sometimes you're understaffed. It happens. What country are you in where it's legal to fire you on the spot like that? Call the health department and let them know. Next time, throw up on your manager's shoes. Franchise or corporate? You should have thrown up on your manager's face. I had a similar experience. However, when I was told I couldn't leave, I just stayed and then puked in front of customers. You skipped the step of throwing up on your manager. Dunkin Donuts absolutely sucks anyways. The donuts are stay on 90% of the time and they put ice in. Shakes, yeah, ice. I might as well be water. They just completely suck.